Nathan, here we are, Premier League finals. Long time coming. Excited, nervous, or all of the above?
No, I'm not nervous. I'm excited. Really looking forward. I've just been out to see it. Then it's some venue in it. So now I'm really looking forward to it. I've had a chill week. Not really been thinking about it, to be quite honest with you. Not been practicing or anything. I've just tried to do what I've done all season really. So yeah, it's been a great week. I'm looking forward to getting going on Thursday night.
We know how much you wanted to come here after going Milton Keynes and the Rico.
Yeah.
Having won the match play already in your career, would this top it if you're victorious tomorrow?
Yeah, I think obviously the match play was a big ranking event as well, and I class it as probably the second biggest tournament in darts. But yeah, I think to come through the field that I would have had to come through, the two games that I've got to win tomorrow to lift that trophy, yeah, it'd definitely be up there with probably the biggest night of my life if I go on and win it. So there's 4 of us left. It's all in the night. I think you've seen all season these different finals, different winners, and hopefully tomorrow is my night.
You come here as the underdog out
Shock.
of the 4. But I was about to say, but that's how you like it, that you like
Yeah.
just going under the radar, being Nathan, not being spoken about and doing your thing. Is that a perfect position?
Yeah, I'm used to it now after 10 years. Everyone always writes me off and calls me the underdog, and I love that title. So yeah, there's no pressure on my shoulders tomorrow. No one's expecting me to win my first game, let alone win the night. So I could go up there as I do, smile on my face, enjoy the moment, and I think if I do all that, there's no reason why I can't lift that trophy.
And if you can win this, how much does that set you up for what a big end of the year this could be for you? Because this could be the catalyst of something very special.
Yeah, I think already the Premier League's helped me, set me up for the rest of the year. The performances that I put in, the results I've got, it's gave me the belief that I can still win at the highest level. We all know what I've got defending in a couple of months, and but apart from the match play, there's nothing else to defend all year. Got beat first round in the world 2 years ago as well. So yeah, obviously I'm confident now going into the rest of the year already. But if I go one step further on Thursday night and win it, of course it's going to give me so much confidence, and yeah, a big end of the year.
Nathan, back in January there were those who questioned yours and Gezzy's inclusion in the Premier League. Here you both are at the O2. What would you say to those people now?
But I'm not even going into it again. But I think all I'll say on the subject is the PDC yet again got it right, didn't they?
What were your own expectations then coming into this Premier League?
Make the top 4. That was always the target at the start of the year. I've always had the belief in my own ability. The people around me always say that when I play in the Premier League, I'm playing regular against the best of the best all the time. It just makes my game go higher and higher, and I think that's what's happened. I'm more consistent now than I've been in probably the last 2 years, and that's because I'm playing the best every single Thursday night. So yeah, it's been a big year for me so far, but there's still work to be done on Thursday.
If you were to go on and win it tomorrow, it would be one of the great starting stories ever, wouldn't it, given all the trials and tribulations you've had to go through?
Yeah, it's just another story. I think we said this at the match play. If I go and win it, it'd be an amazing story. But yeah, that's what I'm like. I don't take life serious, and I should try and enjoy every single moment. And first and foremost tomorrow, I'm going to enjoy it. I'm not putting any pressure on myself whatsoever. I've made it public that this is one of my dreams, is to play at the O2. I'm not going to turn up tomorrow and be a bag of nerves or worried about what's going to happen. I'm just going to go enjoy the moment, and like I say, if I do that, I will play my best stuff, and like I say, I can win it.
You talked about not feeling the nerves out there, this being a big dream for you. Generally, do you feel nerves on the...
No, I don't really. I was probably more nervous 2 weeks ago at my daughter's school when I was doing bullseye maths than I'm probably going to be tomorrow. This is what I do week in, week out. The bigger the stage is, the louder the crowd, the more I just enjoy the moment. So now there's no nerves. I think I've done really well to get to the top 4. So again, like Luke, the 2 Lukes, that's all they're going to be talking about. It's going to be them 2 in the final. So me and Gezzy, and I'm sure when you do Gezzy later on, he'll probably say the same. There's no pressure on me and him. We've got absolutely naught to lose tomorrow night. Everyone thinks it's a done deal that it's them 2 in the final. Me and Gezzy think different, so we can go in there and enjoy it.
How much do you think your game has actually improved in the last 6 months?
I don't think I'm playing anywhere near my best. I'm not averaging in the hundreds regular. I'm having a couple of 103s, 104s, but then 95s, 96s. So I think level-wise, it's nowhere near my best that I've played. But I think I'm more consistent now than I've been over the last few years. I very rarely average under 94, 95 now, which I know these big numbers getting produced week in, week out, but that's still world-class darts if you're doing that, on the biggest stages of all. So I know where my game's at. There's still loads more to do, a lot more in the tank, a lot of work to that I need to put in to get my game back to the pinnacle. But at the moment, you know, especially like with everything that's been going on this year, I'm very happy where my game's at.
Best of luck, mate.
Thank you.
Nathan, just on that point there, you spoke about the numbers that you've been putting in. You've actually got the lowest average of all 8 people in the Premier League, but does that just show how much of a fighter you are, that you're not producing those high, big numbers, yet you're still getting the points and the wins to get you to the OT?
Yeah, and I think, you know what, I think people worry too much about averages. I think maybe I'm like 1.8 off like the 4th or something like that. Over, 50 games, it's like nothing. Let's be quite honest, it's absolutely nothing. I don't worry about averages. I just worry about how I feel on that stage and how I play. But yeah, you're right. You know, I think I have a mentality to win when I'm not playing my best, or my opponent's not playing the best, or if they're playing well, I'll find a way to pull something out the backside, you know, a big shot or something like that. And you know, James Wade's made a career out of it, a very successful career. So yeah, it's not always about putting big numbers in. It's about, as Van Gogh said, doing the right things at the right time. So.
And you say that you're not feeling any pressure, but do you think out of the 4 here that you've been under the most pressure throughout the Premier League? The other 3 got wins early on, whereas you've had to go toe-to-toe with Michael Van Gogh in back-to-back weeks just to make sure you are here.
Yeah, I think the start of the Premier League I was nervous, or there was certainly a bit of anxiety, that kind of thing, because I wanted to prove people wrong. That's why I'm back in the Premier League, and obviously I didn't want it to happen where I've gone 4 or 5 weeks without winning a game. That's why he shouldn't be in his rubbish, or you know, that kind of thing. All these things went through my mind at the start. As soon as I won that first game, the shackles were off, and as much as I like the guy, I think it helped that Bunting was having a mare. You know, it kind of took the media attention off me about, you know, finishing bottom or whatever. So yeah, at the start it was tough, but going to the final weeks is what I do in it. Let's be honest with you. I think every single Premier League campaign I've gone down to the last week.
Yeah.
So I'm just happy to come out on the other side for once.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
So, when your opponent is on match point or the crowd becomes distracting, how do you stay focused and manage your mindset?
I think it's more the experience of doing it on a regular basis. You know, I think when you first start playing, you can get a bit overawed with the crowd and that, but it's just kind of second nature to us now. You know, we play out, the louder the better for me, and you know, as long as they don't whistle at you, I think we're experienced enough now just to handle the crowds.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nathan, just on the point that you said there about going down to the wire, the fact that Luke and Gezi had it sewn up with time to spare, do you think the fact that you were sharp and focused right up until last week gives you an edge where they perhaps switched off? And as a player, once you are through, how hard or easy is it to switch that back on again?
I can't answer that question because I've never been in that position. But yeah, it's I don't think it gives us the edge. You know, Luke played fantastic this weekend in wherever it was. Was it Holland? I think this weekend. Yeah, Westmoreland. He played fantastic this weekend. I kept my eye on him, see how he was playing. But now, you know, even though they might not be at the full 100% focus, they're still there to win, and they're still determined to win them games and nights. So yeah, I can't read too much into that. But I think the fact that I had to be at my ultimate focus and concentration last week, yeah, it could help, but yeah, it's been a week since then. You know, a lot can change in darts in a week.